Spiked.
Not spiked.
We're going to have an uncontrollable studio audience here in a bit.
You got all of that right, Lisa.
Yeah, they're going to be right. Yeah, they'll be coming out of their apartments to get down here.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So trivia question
Trivia
for today.
today. So, yes, being that it's 9/11, we have a trivia question related to that. The prize today is a bottle of wine.
Riata, 3-county, Pinot Noir.
Peanut Noir.
Okay, Wiz, can you please help us?
It's a Pinot Noir. That's one of my favorites.
You're right.
Okay, thanks, Wiz. You need to move to the other side now. Okay, if you know the answer to the question today, you're going to call Michelle at 336-389-4103. And even if you're in the TV audience here, go ahead and call. If you're at home, go ahead and call. Once again, 336-389-4103. And do not leave a message. You have to talk to Michelle live. So, what does the 9/11 Memorial waterfalls symbolize? What does the 9/11 Memorial's waterfalls symbolize?
And there's quiet.
It's quiet.
It's quiet.
And I also want to thank Celeste and her team today. They did a beautiful remembrance service today. Thank you, Ken, for
Yeah.
being a big part of that. It was very well done. So thank you for taking the time to do that.
Well, okay, while we're waiting to see if we get a winner for that.
Yes,
You know, we got something that's kind of hot off the press.
we do, literally.
Yeah,
Hot off the press.
I just got this about an hour ago, but I think you all know with the merger, we have been waiting to get this IRS letter that officially tells us that we are now a nonprofit organization together, and we have gotten that letter. So, yeah, so we're officially Kentura. So we've been granted tax exempt status. The official closing between the two organizations will actually now occur on September 30th.
We're closing?
We're closing, yes. Don't start that rumor, that would be bad. No, the agreement between the two organizations will close or finalize, maybe is a better word.
Thank you.
Finalize, yes.
September 30th. So, and then at that time, the governance for Contour will immediately take over and we'll start. And to be quite honest with you, you all may not see this as much, but we've been seeing it from an operational standpoint. It's already been we've had a lot of intermingling between the two organizations. So, but it'll be finally official. And so I think that's really good. You know, that letter we were told anywhere from 6 months to 18 months it was going to take to get that letter. So I'm glad that it's done and we can move on. But there will be a notice when you go upstairs. There'll be a notice in your box, and it'll be on CareMerge as well. That's the official notice coming out of the Contour office from Steve Fleming and Tim Webster. So you heard it first here. So timing was good, Lisa, right
Yep,
before
very good.
the show here. So
And we do have a winner, so if anybody's still trying to call, we do have a winner for the trivia.
okay. Where are we going next, Lisa?
Okay, let's go to the Curana Clinic update. Most of you probably saw an announcement that went up that Liz Huggins, the current Certified Medical Assistant, CMA,
Yeah.
in the clinic, her last day is Friday, and she's going to be returning to her previous,
Yeah.
which was pediatrics. So that is where she's going back to, and that has always been her love, and I think she's returning to that.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
go
we're
back
gonna
into
hate to lose her.
pediatrics.
She's been great. We
She
love her.
has, she has,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But they've already hired somebody else.
They have?
Matter of fact, I think the person started it on Monday, if I'm
They
not
did,
mistaken.
they did.
So,
Yep.
so there'll be some crossover before Liz leaves. So
Right.
I
And
have
her-
not had a chance to meet Veronica, but her name is
Right.
Veronica McLemore. So
Yep, and she has 10-plus years as
Yeah.
a CMA, so
yeah,
she comes in with good experience. Also, another big thing, and really a great thing for us, the Curana Clinic is partnering with CVS. You all know we did that in the beginning of COVID times when the government actually provided that service to
That's
us, and they no longer do that. So Curana, though, can partner with an outside pharmacy like this, and they're bringing them in to do a vaccine clinic here. And at that clinic, they will provide the most up-to-date Moderna COVID-19 vaccine, flu shots, and RSV vaccines. All in the same day, CVS is bringing out a ton of staff here and running a huge clinic. And this is both for residents and our staff. They're opening it up too. So you will have some information coming out either tonight or tomorrow telling you how to sign up for that. So it is something that you have to register online for. It's through CVS. We will have a day next week. It's Thursday, September 19th from 9 to noon here in the multipurpose room. We'll be offering help for folks that maybe have trouble doing things online or just need assistance with that. But I've already gone through and done a registration myself to see how it went. It's very easy to do. So once you have that link, the link will be actually on CareMerge, so you'll literally be able to click on it. And the memo will kind of outline the things that you need to have ahead of time before you sign up for those services. But you can take 1, 2, or 3 of the vaccines. So they're actually offering it you can have all 3 in a day,
Yeah,
if
that
you'd like.
brings up a good question though. So if you get one, usually you get one in the arm. If you get 2, you'd use the other arm maybe. Where would you get the 3rd shot if you get all 3?
Somebody said the cheek,
The
Tom.
cheek, the cheek.
Wiz, any comments?
No.
That's all well and good, but
Yeah, Ken, you crack me up.
Nice, but it was nice of you to ask.
Okay, moving on.
But more information will come out. The actual date is October 8th for the vaccine clinic. All the online registrations have to be in 48 hours beforehand. And also, if you've had a COVID shot in the last 2 months, you will likely not be eligible to take another one. You do have to be 2 months out before you've had your last one. So that's also just another reminder there. Okay, St. Andrews updates.
Yay! Yeah, so we're just about done with St. Andrews. It's really good. I was at the owners, architect, and construction company meeting yesterday, and they think they're going to be done on October the 10th. So we're very excited about that. They're doing the last parts of it next couple weeks. So we are already planning. I had kind of mentioned on the show last time that want to have a presentation done by the architects and the construction company to show you all kind of what's been done over there, since we can't take you all over there. And so we are scheduling that for October 15th here in the multipurpose room. So we're also going to do a very, very small, as you might guess, little ribbon cutting as well. Our anonymous donor, who donated a lot of money towards this, is going to be there to actually cut the ribbon for the St. Andrews opening. But it's very exciting. You know, it looks amazing over there, and so I'm hoping you get a good chance if you come to the presentation on the 15th, get a good chance to see the upgrades that have been done there. And remember, that was, you know, the last time that we haven't done anything in that area really since the opening. So it's been 21 years since we've done anything there. So it's past time maybe to be able to do something in there. So looks great. I think it's going to be really, really great for the residents and the families and the staff that are over there.
Great. Okay, campus safety. So we put a memo out, it's been, gosh, a week and a half ago now. There was an event across the street where there was some individuals trying to really steal cars. So because it was so close to us there, the High Point Police got involved. And of course, since we're right across the street, their presence was also here too, just to make sure there was no crossover and things like that. They did apprehend the people related to that. But of course, with us being right next door, there's things that we reminded you all that you can help us with. Big thing was see something, say something. That's a big slogan we've all probably heard. So it's very important to make note of that. If you see something or someone that doesn't seem right, call our front desk. Let us know. We have people here on staff that can go out and address those things. Locking your doors at your homes, your vehicles. Do not open doors to people you don't know, things like that. Be aware of your surroundings, wear your resident badge, that helps us identify folks. A lot of our entrances here, especially up in the main building, they're locked. You have to use your badge to come in. Don't let other people in that you don't know who they are. I mean, that's just letting them into our home. So those kind of things, just being aware of that. All of our guests should be going through the front door if they're coming into the main building here anyway. Contacting the gatehouse to make sure they know you have guests coming in, so they're on the approved list. Let's see, trying to think, anything else?
Yeah, I just, it's easy, I think, here to think that we live in a little bit of a bubble here at River Landing and that, people can't get in we have a lot of perceived security here with the gatehouse and the gates and all. But the reality is, it's not Fort Knox here, and we know people can get in. So I think what we're asking you to do is, and I hate it, but the idea of we've got 600 and some residents here, we got 450 staff members here. We just all need to be kind of keeping this in the back of our mind that we need to be trying to do our best to keep everybody safe here. And so the way to do that is just, if something doesn't look right, don't just ignore it. Say something to the front desk, say something to somebody, so that we can kind of just make sure that everything's kosher. So, because we've had, even with the gates, we've had incidents where cars have tried to come onto our campus, and so it happens still. And we're getting more and more of the area around us building up a little bit. So the opportunity there is probably more than what it would have been in the past. So we're just asking residents and our staff too. We've sent something out to staff as well, just trying to make sure everybody's kind of up to speed with this and keeping an eye out for it, because we want to keep the campus safe.
And when things like this happen, we always take a look at our protocols, our procedures, policies. So things that we're doing here, as well as we're increasing some lighting up by the gate, by the gated area on links. That helps us with our camera systems up there to be able to see some things even clearer. So those kind of things we're taking a look at, looking at staffing, all of those kind of things come into play. Also some signage that we're looking at posting up front that, related to, we do have surveillance cameras here on property. Also the no trespassing, so you will see some additional signage probably going up in the front of the property.
Yeah, exactly. And the more we can do, especially from a perceived security standpoint, the better. So. And we got a good security team.
We do.
One last thing I want to add about that is, we have been, Mark Cuttrell, who I think you all know is our security department head. He's done a good job we've got several now retired High Point police officers working on our security team. We've got, if you've met OG at the front, he's a retired firefighter, and we're getting firefighters as well coming in. It's really great to hire those kinds of folks because they really are in tune with keeping an eye out for things. And so, they're going to help us tremendously. And as a matter of fact, they have helped us already in a couple of incidents where we've been able to alert the police to some situations. So it's really good. We got a good team here, and we're going to keep building on that.
Absolutely. Okay, some new positions at River Landing. We mentioned this on our last show, adding an assistant director for EVS, helping Joe out. That person has started last week. His name is Linnell Mercer. And so he has joined us and jumping right in, and really for the first couple of months, it'll be just getting orientated to our building here and our operations, but we're glad to have him on board.
And he's a great guy. He comes to us with a lot of experience. So he's going to be very helpful to Joe and the team there. So.
Yep. And the other position we mentioned, assistant director for Scooter. And Scooter is currently interviewing. So he's going through that process right now, and hopefully we'll have someone identified soon for that position. As we mentioned, this person will focus a lot on the ground side, the maintenance side. So that's a big thing that will help Scooter.
We've got potentially two. We had 2 interviews this week for two folks that we think might be possible candidates for the job. So it's pretty exciting because it's kind of hard that's a niche area there. It's
Right,
kind of
it
hard
is.
to necessarily find somebody that can
Right.
do what we're kind of looking for them to do. And so, but yeah, I think it's pretty exciting, and
It is,
it's going to be very
absolutely.
necessary.
Yeah.
They will need an appropriate nickname, I think, to work with Scooter. I
Yes.
wonder if we could have some suggestions about a good nickname for the associate golfing grounds, like Moped or, well, you just be thinking about it.
How about Harley?
Harley.
Harley?
Well, that would be an upgrade. I don't know, Scooter
would
would
be.
want to serve, supervising a Harley.
Oh.
Hardly.
Harley. Harley.
A billing update, Kenya, the billing person from our corporate office, she's gonna be coming out Thursday, September 19th, from 10:30 to 3. She will be in the Bank of Oak Ridge office there. It'll just be an open time if you have questions about your bill or anything you wanna be able to see her in person for. She's gonna try to do this on a monthly basis. She was supposed to start last month, and something didn't quite work out with that. So she's gonna start this month. So we're gonna see how that goes, and if it goes over well, she will continue to do that, so.
What if it doesn't go over well? She's
Then
not.
she won't come back. I don't know what else to tell you.
We have a new guest here. See, come across the floor there. Somebody clap their hands so the new guest can move. There he goes. There he
Oh,
goes.
I don't like those things.
Well, he'll be up here in a minute. It's got to get all those, up all those
Those are those
steps.
little,
Little salamander.
little salamander.
Oh, it's a blue
It's a
tail
little
snake.
salamander.
It's here from Gecko to sell you
Yeah,
some insurance.
I was gonna say.
It's a gecko.
You know, it blends in very nicely with the carpet, doesn't it? So
You don't want to, they do bite,
Yeah, but they don't hurt.
and they're quick.
Yeah, you won't get them. You won't get them.
Quicker than Rob
This is quite the show.
Turn the
You all
camera around.
You all at home are missing this. They are very quick, and he was not able to be caught. So just a
Actually,
little
it's
salamander.
kind of unusual for them to be so far away from the entrance. Usually they're
It
they're right
is.
around
It
the-
is.
the
No, you could
entrances.
usually find them by doors and things like that, but this one slipped in.
It's a German one that came in for some
It's a
screws.
German one.
Wiz, your
Yeah,
eyes were
that's it.
good. Your eyes were good. How did you see that?
Well, here he comes.
I don't think you're going to catch it, to be honest with you.
If he comes up here, I'm out. Just so you know.
Sorry, y'all that are watching on TV. We're all watching this. Michelle almost got it. Oh, almost. We're watching Michelle. She got it. Yeah, give Michelle a hand.
Okay, Michelle to the rescue.
Michelle
pretty
for
good.
president. Michelle for president.
That was pretty good. Wow.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Very good.
Guess what's going to be on the bistro tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, there won't be enough
That won't,
there
that
to do
won't
much
feed many.
anything. Lisa, let's
Okay.
talk about the silent auction.
So it was our most successful ever. Over $17,000 raised from the silent auction.
Wow.
Yes, that's
That is amazing. So that was the auction, the bake sale, and the barbecue lunch, so all that combined, and that is our best ever. So that was incredible. So thank you all we couldn't do it without the donations.
Yeah.
All the items, we couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
All the baked items,
Yeah.
which were amazing, and everybody that bought. So thank you for that. So we have to have buyers too.
And for
So-
those of you that bought higher than what you were expecting to pay for it, great. Thank you very much for doing that.
It all went for a good cause.
It did.
So
It did.
That's all good. All the money raised goes toward our fall meal packaging event, which is September 27th and 28th, so that's this month, 9 a.m. to noon, and it's 1.5 hour time slots. If you want to sign up for 2 slots, 3 slots, however many, because it's Friday and Saturday. But a 1 hour time slot seems to work for us, so that's a good time period. And sign-up sheets are up in the book in the main lobby there. So
And Lisa, because we did so well with the silent auction, we now have enough money to be able
We
to
do.
do the packaging
We
event
do.
for the fall. So
Yep.
that's
So we don't
great.
have to worry about that now. Now we've got the
Don't
money
have to worry about trying to raise
yep,
any more money for it. That's great.
Yep, and also resident council gave us an additional
Yes, they did.
funds as
Huge
well.
bump
So
up.
that really, between the auction and the council, that was a huge help.
Yep.
Also want to thank the Meal Packaging and Silent Auction Committee. So we have a separate group that really heads up fundraisers for the year. That's Kathy and John Hoyt, Nancy and Bob Paxton, Bob Bell, Jean and David White. And special thank you to Kathy Hoyt for all the years. She was the auction coordinator. She passed the baton onto David White this year. So, boy, he pulls out the biggest one ever. I mean, that was amazing. And the best thing, Tom,
Yeah?
he agreed to do it again.
Oh, my God. Thank you for being a glutton for punishment. We appreciate that, Dave.
Oh, I think we became partners in crime, didn't we, David? So,
Yeah, that was,
oh, we
that was
made a good team.
great
So,
auction. Great
yep.
auction.
Okay, some events and announcements. As a reminder, your monthly Spectrum charge is increasing to $50. Don't forget, that letter
Boo.
came out, I think, almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
That'll be reflected on this bill. Friday, the kickoff for the HPU Pharmacy School, 2:30, right here in the multipurpose room. If you have a returning student, you do not need to attend, but if you have a new student, you do need to attend. So make sure you come to that. And apparently refreshments are provided.
What if you don't have a student at all and you want to come for the refreshments?
I think you could come. I don't know. There's always plenty. I mean, look at how many we have.
There you go.
So,
There you go.
There's always plenty of refreshments. Still a couple spaces left on the trip to Asheville, which is October 9th through the 11th. So see Celeste if you're interested. Save the date. The holiday market is November 1st. So if you want to be a vendor, sign up with Celeste. That is coming soon. I'm already making my wreaths.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm busy making some fall, some Christmas. It's exciting.
Yeah, Lisa told me the other day I owed her money, and I said, why? She goes, well, your wife already called me and told me she wanted this wreath made, and you owe me money for that. So I was like,
She did. He didn't know.
I didn't know.
It was a surprise.
But it's beautiful. I got it already. It's beautiful.
Oh. And I made an Ohio State wreath for someone.
Oh,
I didn't write the name down. So I'm not sure who it is. So if anybody is an Ohio State fan, I have an Ohio State football wreath that I made for you. And I can't remember who it is. That was the day on the summer fair that we had in here, and I
Yeah.
had so many people.
Yeah.
And I forgot to write the name down. So if anybody's an Ohio State fan, I have a football wreath.
there can't be that many Ohio State fans around here.
You never know.
Shouldn't be a problem.
There sure could be. There could be. They have not already paid for it, no.
I was going to say, you would claim it then if they'd already paid for it, right? Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh. River Landing and Habitat for Humanity of Greater Greensboro, they partnered. Earlier this year, we had the Christmas card design contest, and we've announced that we had three design winners from here. So Ann Whaley, she won first place, so her card was selected to be printed as well as an e-card, so that's awesome. And then Nancy Paxton was second place, and Roberta Eyrig and Mary Irvin did one together, and theirs was third place. So that's pretty cool that
Yes.
we have 4 of our residents being highlighted on the cards that go out to the whole area. So you can get them in e-card versions, and Ann's is also in printed versions. So there's a website that you can go to that's also on CareMerge. Dogs of the River Landing calendars are going to be for sale September 24th, 4 o'clock, Wellness Center Classroom, and also at the Vendor Day on November 1st. So they're great gifts for people and only $10.
Yeah, and I got a
So-
sneak preview
You
of
got
it.
a sneak
and
preview of it.
They are really great.
Yes,
They did a
yep.
great job with that
I
calendar.
think I need to warn people that some of these dogs are scantily clad. Just warning you, as the chaplain, I feel like I have to do that. In fact, some of them weren't wearing any clothes at
Oh,
all.
is that right?
Oh. So
Funny,
it's
that sounds like something your cousin would say, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Bright Spire Olympics here at River Landing, Monday, September 30th. Pep Rally will be the week before on the Wednesday, September 25th at 5 p.m. here in the multipurpose room. And we do have the band coming back from Southwest High School, so that's a good,
Yeah, if
it's
you've
always
never
a
been
fun
to the-
thing to come to.
If you've never been to the pep rally
Yes,
before,
it's
a lot of
amazing.
fun.
Yep.
the
Yep.
band coming in. They're a little loud, I'll be the first one to say
They
it,
are,
but
they are.
it's,
But it's
it's a lot of
exciting.
rah, 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 and it's a lot of fun.
Yes, really
So,
pumps us up for the
yeah,
Olympics.
It's a fun
Don't
event.
forget, we have the cheerleaders also, who like.
Correct.
Who like the dogs are also scantily clad.
So come cheer on the cheerleaders then, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's right. Front row seat.
Oh,
Thanks for pointing that out, Wiz. We
Yeah,
appreciate
well.
that.
Kind of a highlight.
Mock travels, they'll be out here tomorrow to sign up for the Savannah trip, which will be in December. So that's noon tomorrow, in the main living room is the sign-up area. The tag art classes start tomorrow, and they're almost full. That's how much
Wow.
they were very well received.
That's great.
And look for more options each month, so there will be ongoing art classes. But for this one, they're almost all full. September 19th, next week, Medicare open enrollment presentation. Don Hill does that from Blue Moon, and he doesn't speak on any individual policies. He just truly talks about open enrollment time for Medicare, and he said the biggest and the most changes are this coming year. So it is something you probably want to come to get the information on it. So
And that's right here at 1:30.
it is. He's a great resource for us, so.
He's very knowledgeable.
He is. Let's see, Furl, I think everybody's waiting to see if they made the cut for the classes. You will know on Monday, right? So class list comes out on Monday, so that's exciting.
You're counting the ballots now and, okay.
Counting the ballots, it takes a while.
Okay.
Over 700 entries into the classes, so that's why it takes a little bit to compile all that. So,
That's great.
we also have some new additions to the marketing department.
We do.
We do.
And it's not people.
It's not people. It's new golf carts. So,
Has
have
anybody
you
seen the
them?
new golf carts
Yeah.
out there by
Okay,
chance?
okay.
Yeah.
So the new carts are for folks that we tour around here, and they're very, very nice golf carts.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We talked about, they have a really fancy golf cart called a gem car, which we were looking into.
And our sister community has.
And our sister community
Yes.
has it. And then when we talked to our sister community about it, because these things are really expensive, these gem cars, they're like $30,000 to $40,000 each. I mean, you might as well buy a car, right?
Yep.
But these gem cars, you know, Glen Air's got them. So we started talking to Glen Air about whether or not we should consider doing this, and they went, yeah, the batteries don't hold a charge, and the residents that are in it, because it's enclosed, feel pretty cramped in it because it's closed, and so we're like, so why did you buy these then? And so, anyway, we were looking for a different opportunity, something different to look at, and Lisa found something, a golf cart company that does very unique looking golf carts.
Right,
And so, if you get a chance, if you go out front and look, you can see the golf carts out there. But we got a new 4-seater golf cart and a new 6-seater golf cart, and they're all forward-facing seats on the golf carts. So it's they're really, really very nice. They almost like
Yes.
little cars in golf carts, the way
Yes.
their seats are,
Yeah.
their bucket seats and everything. But they're really nice. But we decided we liked the 4-seater cart so
So
much,
much.
Lisa. What did we
Yes.
do?
So we have purchased one for residents to loan out. So we will have a golf cart up here in the golf cart parking area, and you'll actually be able to reserve it from the front desk, and you'll have time slots that you can reserve it for. It may be you have family in town, you want to take them out to show them the campus here, and you don't want to get in a car to do that. We are definitely a golf cart community, so it'd be very fitting to borrow a cart and be able to show folks around, or maybe there's even a couple folks up here that just want to go for a ride with each other here on campus. So it will be an option. We're working on a policy related to how that will work and how you make the reservation and all that good stuff. So we're working on those kind of things. So it's not out yet, but it will be out very soon. So
And it's a really pretty blue golf
it
cart too.
is. It is. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
you're all gonna like it a lot. It's
I think so
pretty
too.
neat.
Yep. We've had several times over the years where, especially folks that are up here in the main building have said, it'd be nice to have a golf cart. So this cart could be available to anybody here on campus that would want to reserve it, and you'll go through the main desk to do that.
I just want to right off the bat say, you can't take the cart off the premises, okay? You cannot drive
is
it
true.
up to the farmer's market, even though it may seem like you could,
You're right.
you can't take it off premises,
You cannot.
okay? We need to say that right up front.
You know, I need to put that in the policy. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Yep.
You might want to have some training on those. Martha Lofton, when we were putting out on number 9 the other day, and Martha Lofton had taken some ROFs up to the clubhouse.
Okay.
And as she was coming back, and she stopped, you know, we waved at her, you know, Martha's a nice lady, and she had a couple of ROFs in there. And she stopped there so, you know, we could chat with the ROFs and so forth. And Martha was trying to get the thing to stop. Somehow or other, she got it in reverse. And the next thing we know, she's backing up, heading down toward Glen Eagles. I don't know whether she's been found yet or not. I know.
We put an all points bulletin out for her. We still haven't seen her yet, so, yeah.
I knew she had some driver's license problems some years ago, so caught up to her again, I guess.
So we'll make a note, training
Training,
required.
yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like
okay.
it's just for Martha, though, is what you're saying.
Martha topped the list.
Oh. And one last announcement. I think you all know Tom Burleson, one of our residents who has been directing the chorus here. He is retiring after 10 plus years. What are you saying, Wiz?
Huh?
What are you
Nothing.
saying?
Nothing. I'm sure Tom has done a fine job. How long has he been doing that?
10 plus years?
2 years out of 10 is not bad.
What's he called? The DAW?
Designated one.
DUI. No, that's Martha.
Designated baton waiver.
Yeah,
Yes.
designated baton waiver, DBW.
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 I
Yes.
thought it might be disabled arm waiver or what.
That's closer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's closer.
Now, you've been in the chorus for
Yeah.
many years, right?
Tom and I are good friends, and
Yes.
he's really done an outstanding
He
job
has,
for us.
he
so
has, yep.
It's going to be difficult to find
It
somebody to replace him.
is. So he is planning on retiring at the end of this year, so get through the Christmas concert and all of that. So we are currently looking for replacement. So Tom said it was fine to share, and we need to start advertising to see if we have a volunteer that would like to take that position. It's a big role, but someone that has that musical background, has worked with chorus groups before. We have a lot of talent here, so interested to see who might want to consider that position, so,
Yeah, and Tom, thank you very much for
yes.
10 great years of running the chorus for us. And, you know, I know a lot of you have been to the events, and
It's amazing.
it's a wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful performance.
yes.
So we're very, I think we're very blessed we've got that. So we'd like to be able to continue
We
that,
would,
right?
we
after
would,
Tom. So
absolutely. So
you.
help us find somebody. Yep. Okay, now we're to the best part of the show.
Quiz?
Yep.
I was afraid you were going to say the end, but
Oh,
Seconds on the Apple stuff.
oh,
But Liz, you're here today to talk
Yes.
about the annual appeal, I believe. Is that correct?
I hope so,
he
yes.
is, he
yes.
is,
Yes, I am.
yes.
You and Liz have agreed to be our hosts for
The
this? or-
resident chairperson or others, or something like that,
Yeah,
in charge of annual appeal this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you for doing that. That's a
Well,
big job.
we were glad to do that. Marisa asked us, Marisa Ray, who I'm sure many of you know, asked us to do that this year. And we found out you don't say no to Marisa.
No, you
Very
don't.
well.
No.
So we've really enjoyed that. And I wanted to bring you up to date on a little bit about what's going on with the annual appeal. I think everyone, at least hopefully everyone knows that the annual appeal is really set up to assist residents who, through no fault of their own, have worked their way through their savings, through their money, through their retirement, whatever it happens to be, and are no longer able to meet their obligations to River Landing. That money is held in the Bright Spire Foundation, which is, the foundation, of course, is a pretty good size organization. So that's essentially what the annual appeal is. people who are in that situation, and it's an anonymous type of thing, only a few people, maybe Tom and maybe Lisa, would even know who these individuals happen to be and would have to make that approval situation for someone to do that. Roughly, this is a rough approximation, there may be 6 or 7 or so per year, that will vary from year to year, of folks who perhaps have run out of their financial income. And at that point, then they would need some help. And as you know, you are never asked to leave here because you have run out of your financial income. That's part of the commitment that River Landing and Brightspire makes to us when we come in. Of course, they look at us very carefully before we come in to be sure that financially we should be able to take care of ourselves as far as meeting our obligations here. And we do the same thing as far as looking, at least I hope we do, I hope you do, looking at River Landing to be sure that this is a type of place that is financially stable, and that we would feel comfortable being in and won't get shut down out from under us either. Our goal this year here at River Landing is to raise $175,000. Right now we have raised $95,000, so we're at 55% of our goal, and we've got 3 more months to reach that goal of $175,000. So we got another 80,000 or so to go. Last year we had a wonderful matching fund that residents put up, and that amounted to, if I recall, about $60,000.
That's correct.
In matching funds. We don't have that this year. We haven't had anyone step up and have that kind of an offer of a matching fund. I say that, no one has stepped up yet to do that. It would be nice if we have something of any amount, quite frankly, of a matching fund. If anyone could step up and do that, that would be quite helpful. Who gives to the annual appeal? For the most part, the people that live here, the residents give. So far, 133 households have made a contribution. And when I talk about a household would be a living accommodation in effect, would be a couple perhaps living together or a single person living together. So 133 households have contributed at this point. Next obvious question, well, how many households do we have here? We have 354. So we're kind of low as far as the percentage-wise of households that have contributed up to this point. So we could use hopefully a couple of hundred more who feel that they're able to make some sort of a contribution. Other people that contribute are families of residents who lived here and who have passed on. We had a resident not too long ago, family of a resident who had passed away. The family donated $8,000 into the foundation to be used for the annual appeal. Also, staff members and River Landing board members contribute also to the annual appeal money going into the foundation, and we've had 12 of those so far. And we also asked the vendors and contractors, the people who supply a lot of the things here, to contribute. And so far we've had 11 of those, and then Marisa Ray will be sending out something pretty soon asking for ones who have not done anything yet to contribute before the end of the year. And we did have a golf tournament this year, and the golf tournament raised $14,000, almost $14,000, which was a nice little bump there also. And we have such ladies, there's a couple of ladies sitting back there in the back who acted as what would we call them? I guess they were out there providing drinks and so forth for those of us as we were riding around. We asked Tom if he would do that, but the ladies were concerned that they might scare the golfers away, so we left him out. For good reason, I might add.
You wanted to increase sales, not decrease sales, right?
We thought if you were off campus, you could increase sales for some other organization. Work out much better. Work out much better.
So, Wiz, in addition to the golf tournament, were there some other new approaches you tried this year?
Yeah, we did. Liz and I thought, we've got so many of the residents of the future out there, and we've never talked with them about doing anything as far as contributing. And these are folks who've already got some money down to hold a spot here. So we talked with Tom and Lisa and with Betsy and said, is there any reason why we should not or could not approach them and see if they would be willing to do something? So we did. We put together a letter with their help, and Betsy sent that out to 828 ROFs. That went out just a few weeks or so ago, and we've already gotten 8 responses back, positive responses back with financial contributions. So that's something hopefully we'll kind of build between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's something we can do on an ongoing basis too. When can people give? We started the process in March. It runs through the end of December. A lot of people tend to wait till the last quarter of the year to take a look at their finances, see what their tax situation is and so forth. So we're hopeful that even though we're $80,000 or so short right now, that will get bumped up as people are looking at their contributions at the end of this year. How do you go about contributing? Easiest way, not necessarily the best way, the easiest way is to write a check, write it to Bright Spire Foundation, and in the memo line, you put River Landing Annual Appeal. And that would go into the box right outside of Michelle's office, the resident drop box, and just drop it right in there, and Michelle will get that over to the folks in the building down the road there and take care of that. There is also a website to contribute online, and I will get with Michelle in the next couple of days. We'll put that website out for you to look at, and also the phone number and address for Marissa Ray so that you can talk with her if you've got any questions about how to go through the process. As Marissa told me the other day, she says, and if people can't remember whether they actually contributed early in the year, give me a call, Marissa says, and I'll remind them that they did contribute, or if they didn't contribute and if they want to. So, hey, I can understand how that could happen. Mm-hmm. How do people contribute? IRAs are good. There's a good tax advantage if you haven't done anything as far as your tax, as far as your IRA is concerned. Appreciated securities. I don't pretend to know what that is, but Marissa can walk you through that. That would help you avoid capital gains. Also, donor advised funds are something that can be utilized as a contribution too. And again, we will get that information to you for Marissa. Why do you give? Well, this is a very giving community. We've got the reverse raffle, we got the silent auction, we do the meal packing and so forth. We do the Employee Appreciation Fund that Mary Irvin is doing such a great job with. We have the scholarship for our employees and so forth. So the annual appeal, let's think about doing something for ourselves. Let's do something for our neighbors. Let's do something for our friends, the people that we are with every day. And again, this is for people who have run out of the savings, out of no fault problems and so forth, or fault of their own. Right. None of us like to think that that's going to happen to us. But the good news is, if you live long enough, it'll happen to you. Yeah. So, you know, and what better place to have a nice, long, enriching life than right here at River Landing. So, take care of our friends, our fellow residents, our neighbors. We might be there one day. I know most of us give to charities all along because we are a giving people. Today, 9/11, my guess is a lot of people are thinking about Tunnel to Towers. I know we've given to Tunnel to Towers for years. The Easter seals. There's a number of things that are out there to donate your money to for good charitable reasons. My point is, let's think about doing something for ourselves here. That would be good. We began doing it about 10 years ago when we moved here, and it's a nice habit to be in, to know that we are providing some help for our friends and our relatives here. As I said, we provided due diligence coming in here. Due diligence was done to us. We did a little bit more than that. I asked my financial advisor to get a hold of all the information they could on River Landing when we were first looking here 12 years ago. That came up positive. And as I said, they certainly looked at our background and our finances.
And you still slip by.
And we still, yeah. And even one step further, Tom, I asked Amy Rosen, I wanted to meet with the people who run the place because you can get a good feel for the place if you meet the people who run the place. So Amy set us up with Tom and with Arnie at the time.
Yeah.
And we spent about an hour with them. They answered all of our questions, particularly Arnie. I'm just kidding. But we went away with a good feeling and obviously made the right decision, and that's why we're here. A couple of stories let me leave you with, if I can. As I said, these things are normally people who give or who run out of funds are normally anonymous. But this one isn't, and some of you who have been here for a while may know this lady. This was in the bulletin that Marisa puts out every once in a while talking about the opportunities for giving to Brightspire. The article reads, because resident financial assistance is addressed quietly within Brightspire communities, it is uncommon for others to know who is receiving help. Quote, she never even knew that she had run out of money, remembers Ruth Pugh, daughter of former River Landing resident Jane Miller. Jane worked in the public school system for years, had gone on to raise a family, and eventually ran her own business. Jane had been very involved in her church and community. In conveying her appreciation for the nursing care and assistance her mother received, Ruth gratefully expresses that, quote, she was in a place where people looked after her, she loved them, and they loved her. And that's sort of a typical story, I think. And one other one, if I might, and I just heard this today from Cindy, and Cindy Hawks is usually the first person who might have an interaction with a resident who is in a situation where they've become financially strapped. And this happened about seven or eight years ago. This was a couple who were in their 90s, living in independent living. They had known each other since they were 17 years old. They were teenage sweethearts, grew up, married, raised a family, did all the right things in the world, moved here, had a wonderful life here, and then there came a point about 7 or 8 years ago when the wife developed dementia. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She was in a situation where her husband was not able to take care of her in the independent living where they were, so an arrangement was made on a very short-term basis to help them out while she stayed in the independent living. But very quickly it got to the point where she was not able to do that. It was a burden on the husband also. And quite frankly, it became a possibility where she might hurt herself. So Cindy talked with her and told her that it was time, told him the husband, that it was time for his wife to move into St. Andrews. He broke into tears and he said, "Cindy, we don't have the money to do that." The cost in healthcare is roughly $12,000-13,000 a month, something like that.
Depending on the level of care.
Yeah, depending on the level of care. He didn't have the money to do that. And Cindy was able to say, as a result of the annual appeal and the foundation, you don't have to worry about that. You will be taken care of, your wife will be taken care of. And it wasn't too long after that, after she had moved over to St. Andrews, that he became in a situation where he had to move into healthcare also. So there was sort of a double need, a real double need for those folks. So that's an idea of how these things can happen to any of us, and how the foundation and how the annual appeal can help. Last thing I'll mention is I read just a couple hours before I came over here, a lady, something I was reading said that her mother-in-law had given her a prayer that helped her an awful lot. It is, "Lord, help me to find the people who I need, and help me find the people who need me." Now, aren't we fortunate to be here at a place like River Landing where we've got both of those needs found? So I encourage you, if you would, if you haven't done anything on the annual appeal yet, if you will think hard about that, and sometime between now and December 31st, consider making a generous gift to the annual appeal.
Thank you, Whit.
Right.
Appreciate that, thank you. Appreciate you and Liz heading this up for us as well.
Pleasure to do it, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Ken?
Yes, that was sublime. I'm going to go to the ridiculous side.
Okay, that helps.
Yes.
We go from one extreme to the other, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
This first one says, "Dear Algebra, please stop asking us to find your ex. She's never coming back, and don't ask why."
Jeez.
This says, "Yesterday my wife ran away with my best friend Mike. Since when is Mike your best friend?" "Since yesterday."
Oh.
Oops.
All right. "My wife is singing in the house. I'm sitting outside so the neighbors don't think I'm hitting her." We're not going to ask her to sing in the chorus, by the way. "I couldn't believe it today when I came home and was told by my wife that my 5-year-old son wasn't actually mine. She says that I need to pay more attention when picking him up from school." We have any Bird Club members out there?
Yeah, Bird Club.
Okay, well, you may relate to this one. This says, "I think I'm overfeeding my hummingbirds."
Oh my gosh.
Those are a couple of turkey vultures drinking out of a hummingbird. And if you like Kentucky Fried Chicken, you'll like this one. 50 years ago, this man introduced the world to 11 herbs and spices that changed fast food forever. Only I'm guessing that's not really Colonel Sanders."
No.
Oh.
This is my political joke. "Once elected, I will be vegetarian." You can believe anything they say, I promise. "Pepsi and Coke can't even be in the same restaurant together, but society wants us to all get along."
That is very true, isn't it?
Oh, I think about Wiz on this next one here. "Thinking back to when a new hip joint meant someplace I wanted to go on Friday night." And now this next one is our goodbye to summer. This is either someone whose air conditioner is not working well or someone who's having serious hot flashes. That's a fan in a freezer.
Oh.
Circulating some cooler air, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. The difference in booze and weed: 5 drunk guys will start a fight. 5 stone guys will start a band. Okay, now guys, you should learn from this next one. This says, relaxing after winning an argument with my wife. And some of you will relate to this. My mother always told me this. This says, in case you see the little thing there, it says, in case of an accident, break glass. And those are some underwear. It says, they're clean undies. It was my mom's idea. How many of y'all, your mother told you to wear clean underwear in case you're in an accident? Okay, good. I'm not the only one. Very good. Okay, this one says, getting the farm ready for the first day of deer season. Some of them good old boys don't have good eyesight, apparently. Whenever I have to fill out a form that asks who to call in case of emergency, I always put ambulance, because no one in my family is going to answer a call from an unknown number. Don't try this at home. Heard that baking soda will clean the oven. Hope this works.
Oh,
Yeah, please do not try this in your river landing oven.
yeah, please.
Before the crowbar was invented, crows had to drink at home.
Oh, that's really bad.
Okay, and then this is my dark humor one and the last one. If I can't have her, no one can. Miss Piggy! Oh, Miss Piggy!
I'm turning away all the pigs on my desk so they can't see that.
Don't
I'm
look.
turning
my
them.
gosh.
If I can't have her, no one can.
Well, thank you for that, Ken.
And don't forget to give to the annual appeal.
Yeah.
Did somebody talk about the annual appeal?
I think so.
James has several. He peeled lots of apples for those.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so he has an appeal.
He has an appeal.
He has appeal.
So we have a winner for the trivia,
We
Lisa?
do, yes. So what does the 9/11 Memorial Waterfalls symbolize? The 9/11 waterfalls symbolize the tears shed for the lives lost in the attacks and serve as a reminder of the impact of the tragedy. The waterfalls also represent the absence felt by many people after the attacks. The 9/11 memorial has 2 reflecting pools, each nearly an acre in size, that sit in the footprints of the former North and South Towers. Each pool has a waterfall that drops 30 feet into a square basin, then drops another 20 feet into a smaller central void. The pools will never fill, and the bottom is impossible to see.
That's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yep. And the winner today is in the audience, Jack Quick.
Jack.
Congratulations,
He is
Jack.
aptly named, I might
Yes.
say.
Yep. So,
Quick on the draw, wasn't
congratulations. Yes.
So, Lisa, our next meeting in October is going to be a shorter Churns show, because we are going to be having our infamous budget increase meeting as well as
Yes.
part of that Churns
But
show.
before we have the increased meeting,
Yeah,
we're going to have a special guest.
we are.
We are.
You going to mention who that is?
Why don't you go ahead?
I think Mary Irvin's coming, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's in the front row today, so we'll give a sneak peek that, and we're going to come up with a special treat, aren't we? Yep.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to come to the next meeting. Yes.
Yeah. We have been putting her off for how many months now, trying to keep her off the show, and we can't. We've run out all the guests to put in front, so now Mary, you're up. So now I'm teasing, but I
It's
think the
very
timing's going to be appropriate.
Timing is perfect.
as we
Yes.
start the Employee Appreciation Fund.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
So Mary's going to be coming talking about that as well. So
Yep.
yeah, tune in for the next meeting, and we'll
Yes.
have more treats of some
will.
sort.
Yes.
So thank you to all the studio audience that came today. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. And Wiz, thanks again for coming on the show and talking to us about the annual appeal. And Ken, Well, thanks, Ken.
I'm going to apologize to all your pigs later. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Thanks, Ken. Always enjoy having you on the show. And, I just want to say, while I'm thinking about it, first of all, just a couple thanks. First to Michelle, because the show wouldn't operate if it wasn't for Michelle. She does such a great job. She's always behind the scenes. And she's amazing, and so we love her. And then, a big hand for Lisa. She pulls all this information together for us and creates the agenda. If it's always fun on Churns Show Day because I can see her in her office and she gets very upset because she's like, "Will you stop bugging me? I have the agenda to do. Would you stop bugging me? I got to get this done. Do you want to have an agenda for the show today? You need to stop bugging me, Tom."
Just need an hour. Just let me be.
I'm like, "Lisa, come on, let's go to lunch." "No, Tom, I can't go to lunch today. I'm working on the agenda." But she does an amazing job, and I just, it's such a privilege and an honor to work with alongside of Lisa, and you all know that what a great person she is. So couldn't have anybody better to work with. That's
Well,
for
you're
sure.
great to work with as well, Tom. So
Well, I don't know about that, but
we make a very good team.
We make a good team.
Yes,
We
for
do.
many years now.
It's been a long time.
Long time.
Long time.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think we're done. Thank
Yes.
you all so much for watching. We love you all very much. See you next time.
Adios.